Alright, howdy folks, welcome back. And I'm back. Alright, sorry I missed a day there, but boy, it's just been going through it. So, not only me, but the rest of the world is going through it as well, as you can see here. This is from all around the world, just every place getting battered now. Europe, Russia, China, everybody's just getting hammered now with incredible weather, and it's there's still more to come. All right, so let's just kind of pause there and hop into our solar report, shall we? Okay, click on this and get her going. There's our loop. Let me just adjust the screen. Had to make a few changes with my setup. I lost my clamp for my tripod broke, so we're improvising. In the meantime, actually, I didn't need to go that deep. Not much going on today. This is June 22nd of 2023, and pretty quiet. A few little spurts and sputters here and there, but not much on the sun today. But yesterday, which I wanted to report on this, but physically just could not do it. Whoops, wrong day. Let's try that again. Yesterday, the 21st, the longest day of the year. So here's yesterday, June 21st of 2023, and as this loop loads up, here in just a second. All right, you can see we had a big event there, and there was an object in there, of course, that induced it. So once we kind of get through that, let me just pause it on that event, and we'll go frame by frame through that. Boom. Let's pull this down just a tad bit. Okay, back it up a little bit. So, as you can see, let me get some better color here for you guys. Oh, it looks pretty good. Alright. You can see our CME, erupting from behind the occulter, our instrument reacting to it here. And as it progresses forward, it's quite a blast. If you look over here on this red side, you can see our dark object is centrally located here. There's plasma reaching out to it like this, and then you can see its magnetic field around it like that. There's not really a good clear shot of the object in this event, but you can tell by the flow and by the shape of this. This is another one of our objects. It's probably right in there, probably this dark patch. And as we proceed to go through this, it goes out of frame, and little objects trailing along after it. Okay, and that was yesterday, June 21st, the summer solstice. It appears there was one up in there too. Another one right here. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and start that loop. Let me just slow it down a tad bit for you. Okay, pull it down a little bit so you can see it better. All right, so there was yesterday's event. Okay, so quite a pretty good size CME that came off of there, regardless of what they're recording it as. But there's that, and then we also had today, which was kind of quiet. All right. So there's today's few little spits and sputters, like I said, but pretty quiet. So let's come over here to our solar ham instrument, and as you can see, let me just zoom in a few more times for you so you can see. All right, there we go. Pull up a little more. As you can see, here's today's box right there. Here's our little event right there. And then just at the tail end, we had this latest event at the transition from today into tomorrow, which is now the 23rd. So going into the new today, right here, we started off with an event and ended yesterday off with this slow motion CME right here, this M4.9, okay? And if we look down below here, see all of our sunspots? They're all beta. That's good. I'll take that all day long, as long as there's no beta, gamma, delta, the red box, okay? That's the configuration we don't want. Okay, so let me zoom back out of this a tad bit. How's everybody doing in the chat tonight? I forgot to say hello to everyone. Sorry, I'm kind of on a mission here, trying to squeeze this in. Well, I got a break in the battle. And this is just getting so intense and so brutal that I barely get a chance to do this anymore. I just ate for the first time today at, 2 in the morning. I finally got a chance to eat at 2 in the morning for the first time today. And after that, I took a quick shower and tried to get to this. So as you can see, we have our auroras here. Medium kind of energy, you know, some healthy green in there, no yellows or reds, thankfully, but we are absorbing some energy. Again, our center of these auroras pulled off to the side, but no big deal. Our KP is about normal right here. That's good. So kind of a good report right here. You can see on this little guy, let me see if we can blow this little map up a little bit. You can see where our R1 radio blackout, it was located over the Pacific here, so it really didn't affect too much of the landmass. There was, you know, here in America we had, you know, residual effects, but the main blast was hit in the Pacific. Okay, so that's good. I'll take that all day too. So let's open up the tracker, see what information. Probably nothing on this because there weren't many CMEs, but I want to see if they still have the other one from yesterday on there. Let's just take a peek real quick. Apparently not. Yeah, nope, there's nothing on the tracker, so let's back out of that. Looks like we might wind up this solar report pretty quick here. Just real quick, here's our X1 that we had the other day. Okay, they're still talking about it. It was out of AR3341, which is magnetically induced sunspot by the approaching object, and then when it gets at its closest approach, it flares, has a CME, and rips plasma off the sun. And in lighter news, whoops, we just backed out of the instrument. There we go. Oh, that's what I was trying to do, was zoom out. Okay, so yep, that was everything on this instrument we really needed. Okay, so there's your X-ray flux right here. Okay, so we had this one little event, and maybe what we can do is go back here, take a little peek, and see if they've. Let's see if we have any data from the 23rd here. All right, so the event that I guess it's talking about is this one right here, because this is the opening frame. Oh, no, that's 4 hours in. There's missing data there, you guys. Let's go back a day real quick. I want to see what's at the tail end of the 22nd. We are missing data from this. Look, it ends at 12:39. There's an event at 22 or 23 that's right here. This big spike. And it's not on our, they scrubbed it. It's not, the data's not there. Because you just witnessed, we saw the 22nd, it only went up to 12 o'clock, and then on the 23rd, it started at 4. So we're missing 12 and 4 is 16 hours worth of data. 16 hours of this event right here is being scrubbed, okay? Look at this. It's not there. It's being scrubbed. That's the last frame. Then it jumps to, I want you to witness this. This is 048. That's the opening frame. We're going to back up one frame to the very last of the series. This is 35 of 35. Usually there's 100 some odd frames. So there's only a third of the frames here. It ends at 12:39 and then jumps right back to the loop. So we're missing some crucial data there, which is not nice. You know what we could do? Oh, look at this. Nothing on stereo A for the last 3 days has been posted. So later on, I'm going to check a few different instruments, some backup ones, and we'll see if we can find this event right here. Okay, it's right on the transition of today into tomorrow, okay, or yesterday into now today. All right, so our big event right here is not on. It's been scrubbed. All right, so now let's move on to the Schumann. And boy, what the hell happened there? We don't know, but they scrubbed the data off of this. Luckily, somebody else captured it as well, and the entire thing of data. It would be right here on the tail end, this little blast that just disappeared off to the left. Now we've had another screeching event. You can see here. Okay, here's our 7.8 or 7.8 hertz right here. Okay, that's the one we want. That's the one we care about the most. Okay. Look at this black line. Do you see that stoppage? Fuck. No, God. No. Alright. This is serious, you guys. I want you guys to look real closely at this. I'm going to get it as good as I can. This is our line, our 7.83. Do you see it stopped? It's gone for a while there. Okay, this dark line is not good. These screeching events aren't good either. Okay, this is the shell and the core screeching on each other, and you can see after these screeching events we come out of it, it fares pretty well for a minute, but then it gets weak. Then we get back up to, power again, and then we have a screeching event, and it gets weak. See how weak it was in between these screeches right here? It almost went black right there, but there's still just a slight bit. But right here, that line right there, it fully stopped. Sorry, I am bound and determined to get this in your face. Do you see that? That is serious as a heart attack right there. Same with this right here. See this, how weak it was right there? And then this black line, it totally stops. The magnetic field dropped right there, okay? We got pounded with radiation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10 hours ago. According to this instrument, about 10 hours ago is when we had this stoppage right here. Okay? The core and the shell stopped rotating, and our magnetic field dropped for a minute right there. All the way through, all of them. Look at this. It goes all the way down through every frequency. Because it dropped. Look, it's just... That is not good. This is not what I like to see on this instrument right here, okay? And this spot is really weak right there too, okay? So, and then we look at this little thin line right here. This weak spot right here. There we go. Now it's in your face. Okay, that's your magnetic field that protects us from the sun. This green line. And we have a break in it. That is not good. Not good at all. Hopefully that didn't do too much damage on a cellular level. Who knows what we got hit with. Gamma rays, X-rays, exotic particles that made it through. Okay, so heads up, we're having problems with our magnetic field right here. Okay, and it was just after that weird harmonic thing, a couple of screeching events that we had, and then bingo, bam, right there, that line. Thankfully, it wasn't for a longer period of time. It's a pretty thin line. It lasted for half of an hour. And right after it, there is another small break in this just right after. Let me try this one more time because I missed it. Okay, right after the main line right here, there's a secondary thin line right there. See that little break right there as well? So it stopped, did a hiccup, kind of stopped some more, and then came back to life. Then there's another break right there. So there's really three. And if you look over here, it got really weak right in there too. Okay, that's not good. That is not good. And then on the other side of this white line, you see this right here? In current conditions, it's really weak right now. So, maybe those people that are in the daylight time of the earth right now, I would maybe just kind of stay out of the sun or put some SPF on or long sleeves or whatever. Foil over your windows. I would get ready to start foiling off your windows, because if we have an event like this, or if the sun spits out something, you might want to block the light coming in through your windows, and your curtains might not be enough. You might need like reflective foil and some duct tape. Just saying, it's just preparatory, because that right there is not good. All right, let's move on. Here we are over here. This instrument, the Null School instrument. Here, let me click on our polar vortex. Okay, and remove the block. And now you can see how this green has really filled in now all the way up to our neutral. Look at the pole here. See, everything's kind of rotating around a central location now. Look. Okay, before it was all jumbled and stuff here in the middle. It still is a little turbulent in here, but the main flow that's going around has hooked up now with the equatorial flow. Okay, and let's come over here to America. Okay, let the winds go. All right, do you see our upper winds are going east to west? That's backwards. Okay, and I bet this is going to induce a lot of hurricanes this year to move from east to west, come off the coast of Africa here, come off the coast of Africa into this hot zone, and then up into the United States. So pray like hell for our hurricane season, because it might be brutal. It's going to be brutal, I can tell. Now let's drop down to our upper jet stream. That reverse flow up above is causing our jet stream, which wants to flow this way, to buckle and swerve and dip and everything. And here's our jet stream currently over the United States. Look at this weird bubble effect. I don't know what the hell to call that. I just don't know what to call that. It is the oddest looking effect. It's just so turbulent and so backed up and stuff that it does these violent dives and dives. It dives from way up here and comes down and then comes back up and blends together, taking all this cold air. Look at all this cold air coming out of Alaska down into the subtropics, mixing it with that hot, moist air, cold and moist, coming right up into New Mexico, right up into Texas, right up across the country, up into Canada. All right, this little bubble is actually making this shit go up north instead of kind of tracking straight across the country. So something is affecting our weather. Okay, there's your jet stream. Just absolutely insane, off the hook, out of control. Okay, and let's look at it from the top down. Now it should be kind of semicircular, but not wow, boing, wow. It just its own little sub vortexes in here. You see these little sub vortexes? One there, one there, one there. It's just we're in this turbulent, jumbled flow, and it's wreaking havoc on the weather. Here is the southern upper jet stream, and you see how it's all tangled as well. Okay. Now, let's go. Where are we going? Oh, I want to take a peek at this system that went up the side of Russia here up to the Kamchatka Peninsula. Okay, here it is rotating out here now off the Aleutians. So it didn't hit the peninsula, the Russian Kamchatka Peninsula. It came out over here and is moving along the Aleutians. It's not as defined or as strong as it was yesterday. Thankfully, that's a good sign. That's a good thing, at least. All right, enough of that. Let's get over to the SO2 real quick. See this right here, SO2. If you look down in the corner over here, whoops, let me put it back on there. Sulfur dioxide surface mass. That's what this stands for, okay? Just so you guys know, we're looking at sulfur dioxide coming out of the ground. All right, let me pull back. We're way too zoomed in from the human. Thank you for bearing with me there, folks. I've been trying to get to you guys for so long. It's like I have to go through armies of demons just to get here. And then have technical difficulties. So let's come back over to America here. The divided country. Everything to the right of this line, it's all oozing sulfur dioxide. Everything to the left is pretty clear. We have a few little patches here and there, but nothing like everything east, okay? So there's a good representation of our divided country. And we have these blotches right here along the East Coast where it stopped. So maybe that's a good thing right here, because this was all pretty this area right here was pretty dark a couple of days ago, okay? And now it's all broken up and kind of dissipated, we'll say. That's a good thing. Okay, it looks like it's shifted more up to here now. You see these big plumes up here in Canada? Watch out for fires in this area now, because when you see these intense plumes, that means the heat from the magma below is getting closer to the surface, and it'll start a fire underground. Excuse me. And that's, a lot of these forest fires are being started underground because of this magma rising up through perforations in the crust, just like this gas, and finally making it to the surface. Excuse me. Oh my God, this thing is attacking me. All right. I'm just going to march right through it anyway. Here's Wahoo, not so dark. The plume is kind of small. We got this relieving a lot more here at Hawaii with this new volcano, the new eruption of the volcano there. That's relieving the pressure, so that's good. Oahu's kind of calming down. Who's not calming down is China over here, and for good reason. The Lord is not happy with these guys, and it shows. It shows in a big way. I mean, you can almost see two eyes and a nose. It almost looks like there's some kind of demonic face here. And he's tattooing them. Anyways, there's China. Here's India bleeding out. They just got hit with a huge typhoon. cyclone, whatever they want to call it, just devastated this area, this whole region right here. And not only that, they're also getting sulfur dioxide emitting from the ground. Okay, all around the world. Let's go real quick. Look at Europe. You can see it's a mess. And look how the gas is going in this border around Spain. Not much inside of Spain, but right around the border right there. Pretty trippy, huh? It's like God's almost painting, or tracing around these countries. It's just odd. Coloring in the borders or whatever. Okay. Then we got to come down here to our purple island of Java. It seems to have kind of lessened now. It's not so dark down at this end anymore. There is some, but it's not as dark. Our concentrated plume is here at Merapi and in the channel right here. Okay. And this is where Nat Krakatau is, one of the biggest explosions ever in human history that darkened the planet and put us in the dark ages for years. Okay, so if anything happens in this region, it could screw us up for a long time. Okay, make the skies go dark for a long time. Let's pray that that doesn't happen. Let's come over here to South America, where I like to zoom in and show you that these are all independent sites. Okay, and it used to be a lot thicker and a lot more filled in. We still have these dark purple plumes right on the coast right here running down Chile, okay? So, well, that's more, into Chile a little bit. So, up through here, all the way up into Colombia, Peru, Colombia, all right, Venezuela, up into Mexico's got some. Cuba's turning purple now. Jamaica's got a purple spot on it. So all these places all around the world, even Australia now, used to be the one place, but now it's having its issues as well. Even Tasmania. Look at the little island of Tasmania here. See, it has 3 little plumes on it as well. Okay. Now, we had that backward flow that hit this side of Australia, I was telling you, and sure enough, I think it was Adelaide got just smashed with a big old storm. So that's because this, where is it again? It's because this flow, let me get this wind back in here, that's coming off our southern polar vortex. This flow is being disrupted by this sub-vortex. See how the sub-vortex is lifting stuff further north? And look where it's putting it. Purple right across Australia. And it comes up and slams this coast, and these guys just got flooded. I told you this was going to happen because I could see this flow coming that way. It's not like I'm trying to predict stuff and say I'm right. I can just see and tell by this flow, oh shit, watch out. Australia's going to get hit because this little sub-vortex is lifting this whole vortex and drawing it up and pushing it across almost the midway across half of Australia, right in the middle here. See that? Northern Australia is in the blue band. They're nice and mild. But Southern Australia, look out. Look out. And that goes for New Zealand. You guys are deep in the purple now. It used to be just touching the tip of Tasmania and the tip of New Zealand here. Look at New Zealand. Fully engulfed in purple. So the people in New Zealand, hold on to your ass. You can see this blue barrier right here. It's also breaking down and taking stuff from the equatorial flow and ripping it and pulling it down into this flow. You can see it right here, okay? And it comes back out of this and goes back up, but some of it goes down and keeps going down and becomes part of the vortex. So this big vortex down below is now stealing energy from the equatorial flow See it a little bit there? There's more coming out. And look, this region, the width of this, from like where my fingers are to the tip of the stick, or the tip of this cross right here, okay? Versus just this thin little band and this thin little band. So most of it is being taken, not much is going back up into it. And that's giving more strength to this polar vortex. Look how strong and how thick and wide it is, this purple from here to here. See that? It used to be from here to here, but now, because of this vortex, it's pulling that energy up, like I said, pulling it up, and just making a right turn right at Australia. So everybody in Australia, New Zealand, hold on to your asses because your weather is going to go crazy. Same here down in South America. Do you see this little vortex? Watch out, because see how it's lifting stuff up? Now, thankfully, there's not much out here. It's lifting it up into the Atlantic and slamming it back down into this vortex. But from this perspective, you can see we have one, the big one in the center, and then the third one over here. We have 3 vortexes right now on the southern hemisphere. Okay. Just one more thing real quick. Let's get over to the particulates real quick. One more chemical I want to talk about is SO4. Okay, and take the wind off of there. And this is a sulfur quad oxide, I call it, because it has 4 oxygen atoms per molecule. And it comes from the ground, and also is man-made as well. But that doesn't matter. In this case, what matters is the amount of it and the concentrations of it, white being more concentrated on this color chart. Okay? Now, I've explained this a lot of times, but for the newcomer here, or for people that don't understand chemistry, this chemical, SO4, likes to bond with water. And when you mix H2O with SO4, you get a compound called H2SO4, which is better known as sulfuric acid. Okay? What you're looking at are SO4 that's ready to bond with water and create sulfuric acid. These aren't plumes of sulfuric acid, but they are the chemical that bonds with the water. Now, there is water in our air. There is water vapor in our air. So it will mix with the water vapor in the air. It will also fall into the water, making it acidic, making our oceans acidic. It gets caught up in these storms. Do you see the curlicue here of that storm? This comma shape? This gas gets caught up in the storms, and then it hits the west coast and dumps acid rain. You probably would love to collect your rainwater now for drinking, but if you do, you got to pH test it because it's going to be acidic. You're going to have sulfur in your rainwater for forever now. And this isn't going to go away. It's just accelerating. It's a runaway train. And you can see most of the white activities in the northern hemisphere. The southern, not so much white, but you see these swirls. This is still that gas. Okay, it still has circumnavigated the globe. It's even down here at Antarctica, just not the highest concentrations, but it's still there. Okay, so eventually it'll get so bad, and this is a particulate too. Water vapor likes to bond to particulates and make raindrops, right? So all these particulates in the air give added fuel to thunderstorms for condensation. It puts all these particulates in the air for water to bond to and make raindrops. Okay, so your potential for raindrops has increased because of the particulates that the water adheres to. Okay, now back to where we were. Okay, we're done with this one. No. What happened? Oh, I guess we lost the site. Let me pull up the earthquake map here. Sorry. Must have X'd out of it or something. All kinds of disappearing objects, technical difficulties, all kinds of crazy stuff. I wonder if you guys are experiencing any of that. Some of the believers, the knowers. All right, let's fix this. Get this map up and going. Sorry, I thought I had it open for you, but pretty quick earthquake report tonight. Let's just rattle this off real quick, please. All right. Starting off here, that's 4.5 at Tonga at a depth of 41. 4.9 at a depth of 10. A 5.0 at a depth of 37, and a 5.1 at a depth of 10. So no deep earthquakes today. That's a good thing. All right. Let's come over here. We got a 4.6 at 138. That's, you know, a tad deep, but still, you know, and not a super deep quake. It's in the system. It's releasing energy. We got a 4.6 here released. These ones released. This one released 4.6 energy, another 4.8 there, 4.7 there. These are all shallow quakes, so I'm not really rattling off the depth, except for this one. This one right here is a 4.0 at a depth of 310. Now that translates the surface at about 4.5, but it's a deeper quake, a semi-deep quake. It's about halfway down right there. So we got a halfway down quake right here, halfway deep quake right here. A 4.0 and a 4.6 right here by Japan, a depth of 10. Another 4.6. Yeah, so this energy, you know, mid-4 came in, entered the system, and dumped off all these mid-range 4s all along the way. Not much to see really there. Thankfully, no big quake today. Well, we already did that. Let's come over and look at our Juan de Fuca real quick. At our apex or our fulcrum point right here. A 3.2 at a depth of 8. So we had a little energy release right here. Nothing too big, but that's okay. I'll take 3.2s. Little activity around me. 2.5. Nothing big. Mouse fart. Another one up by there. Okay, so earthquake's pretty calm today. I want to see this one down here on the Cocos plate. So 4.9 at depth of 35. Where is it located? Oh, it's right on the edge of this shelf. Okay, you see, this is all a plateau, and then there's an edge right here and a cliff that drops down. And right here in that weak zone, right on the edge of the cliff, was our earthquake. Now, luckily, it was a 4.9, and it's a little bit down underneath this ledge. If this were a surface quake and a little bit bigger, it could cause a landslide right there. In fact, if you look at this carved out V shape, you can see that it looks like there has been a landslide in this region before. All right, and we don't want an underwater landslide, because if that happens, it could trigger a tsunami without warning. You know, you'll see a 4.9 go off and think, oh, no big deal, but it triggers a huge landslide that causes a tsunami. So we got to watch out when they're right on this shelf, right on the cliff area like that. Whew, we dodged a bullet there. Getting good at dodging bullets. All right, look how quiet it is down South America's coast. Look at that. Pretty quiet, even out here. Okay. All this area, really quiet. Even the North Atlantic Ridge is quiet. Okay, so kind of quiet on the quakes today, thankfully. Now let's get over to our, I need to get rid of that instrument as well. Let's open up another one here. We need to do our GFS model. Please. We just missed all the data. Huh? Yeah, so we only got like 2 days worth of data here. It'll fill in here as we kind of go. Let me just take a sip here. We'll do a quick one. Okay. Current conditions. Let's see if we can get the time and date right there. This is our current conditions, June 23rd. We're going into the morning hours of June 23rd right now. This is the end of convection, June 23rd. Okay, a lot of pop-ups here in Montana, Nebraska, Wyoming. Okay, so your pop-ups are going to be here. Tomorrow being the 23rd, what we need to do, dang it, and I X'd out of it, was go check out what happened on the sun on the 20th. My bad, I X'd out of it real quick. Oh, wrong instrument. What are you doing, Brian? Try it again, turkey. Why does it keep clicking on the wrong one? Okay, here we go. So the 20th, we want to see what kind of energy came off the sun on the 20th. So here's the loop from the 20th. Oh, bam, big time. Oh, double energy. Look at this. Boom. See all that plasma coming with it? I want you to look on the red side. You see this spire? Watch it take that entire spire away with it. Boom. Now it's gone. So all that plasma is heading our way. Okay, so that event plus this X flare, okay, that's what came off on the 20th. So we got some energy for tomorrow. So add that energy to this. This is going to be stronger. This tail is going to reach down here because remember when we were over, I took away that instrument too. Over the Null School instrument showed this hot cocktail being slammed into this area. So I would watch this area again and up in here tomorrow for thunderstorms. Then it blossoms into the nighttime hour. We're talking nocturnal thunderstorms, nocturnal tornadoes, large hail, heavy winds, possible derecho at night. We're talking South Dakota, North Dakota, Montana, Wyoming, Minnesota, even down here in Texas. This stuff could blossom because you saw the second wave come off. Not only is this energy, but that second one. So watch. So we have this energy hitting like during the morning time, probably midday, and then the afternoon. So I bet you tomorrow might be a little crazy as far as our thunderstorms and even into the nighttime. Okay, that's what this is showing. And they're not taking into consideration this added energy. Okay, so that's what it looks like without that added energy. So keep that in the back of your mind. Make your plans. Make priorities. Take care of business. So on that, during that time, you can hunker down. Okay, so we go from the midnight hours into the morning hours. It's still going on in this whole region and down in here. Okay, so this might be a whole night time event. That's the morning hours of the 24th. The noon time of the 24th, still up here in North Dakota. Okay, here is the end of convection on the 24th. You see this spot up in here and how this is tightened up. Watch out. This is going to be probably a little more intense with that inbound energy. Even though it's still the 24th, it's still going to be dragging in there. Look at, watch at the end, the tail end of this. The tail end of this day, this last event, before it's done, there's still energy coming out of the sun before this day is over. So there's going to be a lot inbound that day for into the nighttime. Whoops. So into the 24th. So That's end of convection 24th. That's through the midnight hours. Here's the morning hours of the 25th. Noontime the 25th. Oh, and that's all the data that they had for this right now. Yeah, I got to it a little late tonight. Sorry, you guys. If you knew what I had to go through, it's like trying to run a marathon in wet cement. You ever have those dreams where you're trying to run and you can't move your legs? Yeah, that's what I feel like. And I'm supposed to be doing 100 miles an hour. Okay, so that was the end of that. And now we'll get on to our spiritual report there real quick. And I didn't say a prayer and do my thing real quick. So we're going to leave it at this for just a moment while I step outside, say my prayer, take a drag, and then we will get to tonight's gem and the spiritual report. So for those of you who are here for the solar report, we're done with that. The weather, you can stick around for this if you want. You don't have to. All right, I'll be right back. Stay right there. I will be right next to you. Ow. Soda. We had some pretty good thunderstorms here where I'm at. Wasn't really called for, but they blossomed today anyway. So just heads up, even if it's not on the map there and your area is showing you clear, I would still watch your skies because it caught our weather guys off guard today. You know, they saw it starting up and they, warned us, oh, it looks like we might have thunderstorms today after all. So the weather is very volatile, very unpredictable. The only thing that's predictable about it is its volatility. I guarantee you your weather is going to be hard to predict. How about that? Okay. Thanks for hanging in there, folks. You guys are so patient with me. Alright, let's get out of this and get over to this. The issue we need to address tonight, our black triangles. These triangle craft have been all over the place lately. And if we can get this to... Enough with your ads, really. I purposely went through the ads and played them all so when I wanted to play this video, we wouldn't have to do this. Okay, this was captured just the other day in California. Okay, and let me just reset this again. Oh, here we go. Here's a good shot of it. Okay, and come to find out, this is a shopping mall right here. This is the roof of a shopping mall. This is the parking lot with the lights and stuff out in front, okay? And the security camera from across the street captured this ship going over the mall. All right, and that was in Los Cielos, California. Okay, so keep your eyes to the skies, you guys. These things they're coming out and they're making themselves known. I'm going to show you another one. This one, oh, probably skip another ad too, huh? Nope, that's the one I wanted to refer to second. Where is the, oh, here it is. Yes. Now, this video got real popular. This third phase of moon, come over here, give these guys a thumbs up. They do a really good job. But this video right here just got poo-pooed, swept under the rug. One person said it was fake, and everybody believed that and just moved on. This is one of the best evidence of these craft. I've seen these craft up close like this before, and I'm telling you, this is some of the best evidence, video evidence we've gotten of these craft up close. So I'm going to just back up a little bit here. Something I want to point out here too is watch as this craft goes over the trees, it illuminates the trees. Alright, pause it right here. Do you see the tip of this tree being illuminated? It had just finished illuminating this one. It illuminates this one. If you watch the reflection off of this wet road, I'm going to full screen it here in a minute, but you watch the reflection off the wet road, you'll see the lights correspond, the red one in the center, to the reflection on the road. So let me get this going again. Let me put full screen so we can... Everybody needs to learn how to tilt their camera sideways when you're recording something. When you're recording something, do not hold your phone straight up and down. Hold your phone across so we can get a full screen shot of this instead of a slender shot. I know most people don't think about it at the time, but you need to turn your phone sideways so we can get a full screen shot, because this is important evidence. Okay, so again with this, here, let me back up just a tad bit. All right, keep your eyes peeled, you guys. This stuff is flying all over your skies, hiding in your clouds. I seen one today. That's why we're doing this segment, because I saw one today. And then, lo and behold, as if this activity right here and this activity right here, all right, this is just recent. Okay, now I want to come over to here to Mr. MPV. I'm sure you guys know about this gentleman and his channel. I want you to see something that he was showing tonight. Where did it go? Nope, maybe it's further down here. Okay, hopefully if you have seen this. If not, alright. Let me just give you the audio real quick. Just a quick clip from him.
In the sky, this is looking towards the west. That's Venus. That's looking in the western sky at 7:51 p.m. Once again, the photo was sent in by Hoi Chan, taken on June 12th of 2023. He sent in two photos, and I was only going to use this one here because it was the clearest, but I wanted to show the other photo for presentation purposes because it shows that those objects were indeed moving through the sky. They weren't some sort of reflection. Here's the photo that I almost didn't share because you can see they're out of focus, but it also shows that they're much lower with respect to Venus up here in the sky. Check out the original photos that I share with you guys. The triangles are horizontal with Venus in the sky, not below Venus. And here I put them side by side so you can totally see that.
Okay. Let me get this. Let me pull the camera back just a tad bit. This was over Disneyland in China today. Okay, hopefully you can see this triangle-shaped object, and here's Venus right here. This is the bright star that's in the sky. It's sunset, and at sunrise. Venus is between us and the sun, so you will see it at sunset and at sunrise. All right? And that's what this is. This is Venus, and right next to it are these two triangle craft. You can see in the second image, now what he was talking about, look how they're horizontal to Venus here. Then in the second image that this gentleman took, it's a little fuzzier. I think he jiggled the camera when he was taking it. But these have dropped down from being equal to Venus to down here now. Let me just show you. Okay. So they've dropped down in that image. In the upper one, they're equal to it. Okay. So come over to MBB. Give him a like. Check out this video because this activity is picking up. All right. And I could probably walk outside right now and there'd be one over my house right now. Because this activity happens over my house, follows me everywhere I go. And now it's being captured around the world. And this is like a little warning to China. You know, this is right over Disneyland. This is getting people's attention there in that country saying, hey, you guys better start taking this shit seriously. Anyways, there's your triangle craft popping out everywhere, okay? Watch out. This guy was brave. Chasing this thing down. Watch this. The moment you see that thing, I would just stop and let it continue on. I wouldn't go underneath it and try to, like, parallel it like this guy does. But these craft are massive. They're not just your basic small little saucer-shaped UFO. Now, something I want to address about these craft is a lot of people call it the TR-3B, right? That's the popular term for it. Let me give you this other one, right? I'll just back this up for a second. Right there. All right, your classic TR-3B. Now, a lot of people conjecture that this is the government and this is our vehicles. Well, I showed you these black triangles out by the sun. Last week we saw one interacting with one of the objects that was coming off the sun. Then they start showing up here on Earth, all over the place, right? Not just one country, but all over the world. And now here in California. I mean, this is a populated city. This thing just flew right over a populated city. These people keep asking, well, if UFOs are real, how come they don't fly over some populated city? Well, they do. But everybody's so buried into their phones, they don't even notice. When I was driving today, I guarantee you 90% of the people were on their phones. I saw a probably 70, 80-year-old man who should know better just face buried in the phone while he was driving. Nobody's looking up anymore. Well, that's why they got you buried in your phones, because when you look up, you might see shit like this going on. All right? Now, the reason why I'm bringing this to you is because I want you to be aware of these objects in our sky. Whether they're man-made or not, they are in our skies, okay? It really doesn't matter who makes them. The fact of the matter is that they are in our skies. When you see something like this, it's going to shock you. I am trying to prepare you so it won't be such a shock. I have gotten used to this activity over years and years and years of just encounter after encounter after encounter. After a while, you get used to it. But the first few times, it really shakes your world to the core. Okay? And what I'm trying to do is prepare you and get you guys to understand you're going to see some strange stuff in your skies. Okay? Stuff that you haven't seen before, stuff that is questionable. Oh boy, how do we explain this, Lord? Just like I am. Okay. All right, I guess we'll just kind of... These are huge craft, okay? They look very intimidating, okay? The occupants can be very intimidating. But don't forget, you guys are divine. You have power and authority over this. Okay? You know it's big and it's scary. You guys, as believers, you have more power than you know. And you have power and authority over this thing. So if it tries to come and mess with you, claim the name of Jesus. And they have no choice but to back off. So, there's that, and that, and that. Okay, so, and if you come over to third phase of moon, just real quick, come over here, give these guys a like, subscribe to them. I just want to show you a little example of their channel, because I'm going to their video section, and we're just going to scroll around. Oh, look, black triangles. A lot of Greer here, but what I was going to try to point out was another thing about black triangles. Cylinders as well. Okay, hopefully you guys know about this channel. More triangles. Okay. They're being picked up all over the world. Here, more triangles. All right. The same craft. Right, more triangles, more triangles, see? So this activity is picking up. Okay, so come over to this channel. They're pretty good if you're into UFOs. I'm sure you guys are. UFO buffs already have. This is another black triangle event. Okay, so you're showing up all over the place. And, they've been captured in space by the space shuttle. I just showed you last week where they were on this coronagraph interacting with an object, okay? And about 3 days later, they started reporting black triangles on the Earth. Okay, so we have that going on. So let's see. Let's close out. Let me close some of these instruments real quick, and we will do some of my notes here. We'll read something out of them for you guys and close this up with it. Oh, wonderful. What's that? Oh. Maybe just do it right here is fine. Hang on. Please let this work. There we go. Pull up an image to read to. Which image tonight, Lord? That's the one we always do. Okay. I guess we'll just do this one again. Over his head, turning into that weird lion thing. Eye, his nose, his mouth, his chin and beard, his hair flowing back like this, and you can make out a crown up here above his head. That crown is hovering over his head. There seems to be almost a little halo around his head too. And once you see that image, then we can zoom in just a little bit tighter. There you go. Okay, hopefully there everybody can see this image. This is Jesus in the clouds on Easter of 2020. Okay, a real event. I have like almost 1,000 pictures of this hour-long event, and I stack them all together in a flip book and make a small video out of it, right? Okay, you've all seen this video. We just need the image there so I can turn on some lights, grab the notes. Have a sip to drink. Is that the one? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, hopefully you guys see Jesus here. They're bringing this image to you to bring hope, okay, in this time when everything's going crazy. All right. Remember that you live in a fallen world, an abnormal world tainted by sin. Much frustration and failure result from you seeking perfection in this life. There is nothing perfect in this world except me. That is why closeness to me satisfies deep yearnings and fills you with joy. I have planted a longing for perfection in every human heart. This is a good desire which I alone can fulfill, but most people seek this fulfillment in other people and earthly pleasures or achievements. Thus they create idols before which they bow down to. I will have no other gods before me. Make me the deepest desire of your heart, and let me fulfill your yearning for perfection. Right? When we work together, we make perfection. Okay? You can't do it alone. But with my help, both of us working together, we can do perfection. Okay? Anyone see the letters? What letters do you see, K Smalls? I know there's a slight delay, so I'll wait for a second here. Since we're done with the reading, I might interact with you in the chat. So, K Smalls, I saw your comment. When you hear this after the delay, please tell me what letters you see, because people see different stuff, and it's different levels of spiritual maturity that you're allowed to see different things. So I would love to see or hear what letters you see, and maybe describe where you see them, so we could all see them. And I'm looking around, but anyways, while we're here, if you can't see it, here's his eyes. Boom. Here's his forehead, the hair flowing back. Here's his nose, his mouth, his chin and beard. So here's his face with his hair flowing back, and here's a crown above his head, signifying power and great authority. Okay? This happened 3 years ago, you guys. Do you understand? Top left corner. These letters? No. Maybe up in here? Let's try a few things. Let's try some tint. Anywho, we're just kind of leave it right about there. And then I'm going to go ahead and play this too, and let you guys understand and grasp what happened here. Howdy, folks. Welcome back. So I know there's a lot of activity going on the sun, but I really don't feel like reporting on that stuff right now. Actually, I want to go back and revisit an event that happened earlier this year, 2020, around Easter, when I captured what appears to be Jesus in the clouds here. So I need you to tilt your head to the right about 45 degrees, and here's an eye, his other eye, his nose, his mouth, his chin and beard, his hair flowing back like this, and you can make out a crown up here above his head. That crown is hovering over his head. There seems to be almost a little halo around his head too. And once you see that image, then we can zoom in just a little bit tighter. There you go. Okay, and this event happened over a course of about an hour, and I got a lot of pictures of it. See, if we go up above here, you can see all these pictures up from way over here going across, or all of this event, and I'm going to show you more of what happened here. Okay, here I've taken about 7 or 8 of those pictures and put them together in a flip book, and you can see the different images, and that this event, is taking place here, because there's more that happens here. Okay, so starting here, we're going to go forward a little bit here through a lot of these images, all the way to right about here, where you can see that this face has changed now. Now we're seeing a more round, like lion type face with the nose right here. Here's an eye coming out here, an eye going that way. Here's its mouth slit, the chin going down here. So this round face right here with a crown still above it. Now I'm going to go through and show you the flip book where it changes from Jesus to this lion face. Okay, now we're here at this image right here. This is a flip book of about maybe 15 or 20 of those pictures, and it's the transition between Jesus' face and the lion face. Now this happened in the clouds, and it was so big and in your face you couldn't see it. It wasn't until I took these images and zoomed out and compress them. You didn't zoom in. They're too big in your face. You have to zoom out to see these. And these images that you're looking at have all been compressed, each frame, and then put into a flip book. And you can clearly see Jesus' face here with his crown hovering over his head, turning into that weird lion face or whatever right there. Okay. All right, so now I want to back up and show you something else. It should be right here somewhere. All right, let me just type it in here. Because the day before this event, was this event right here. And even though I titled this Happy Easter,
the foul baller. If there's a ball that's going
oh, stop, please. Even though this event, or even though I titled this Happy Easter, this event actually happened the day before, and then I posted it the next day, because it took me a while to see what was going on in here. Real quick here, see if we can, see if you guys can see the dragon's face right here. Here's an eye, his other eye, his nostrils, here's the mouth, here's the flange or flaring around the edge of the face, the horns going up right here. Can you see this dragon face? Now I'm going to show you this video real quick too. We'll just do this. Oh, really? Please.
That's the nutritious spread, right?
YouTube, you guys got enough money.
It's delicious. Good.
You don't need to keep plugging ads. Howdy, folks. Happy Easter. So what you're looking at here is a picture my son took of this UFO-shaped looking cloud here that to him seemed to be dropping out of the sky. And I had run to the store and this appeared, and he said, "Dad, this thing looked like it was dropping out of the sky," so I took a picture of it for you. So as I looked at this, I noticed something, and I'm going to start pointing stuff out here. As I zoom in here a little bit, it looks like we have what is a saucer-shaped cloud with this nice little white ring and everything. But back behind it, I see a darker black circle. A stellar core, what looks like a stellar core right here, this black circle, is penetrating the atmosphere and causing this cloud to form, this halo-shaped cloud. Here, let's zoom in a little more here. Okay, now I'm talking about this black circle is kind of made out of antimatter, and as it comes into our atmosphere and it interacts with the atmosphere, it creates matter around it in the form of clouds and cloud vapor around it. So it's not a UFO, it's actually a black stellar core that's creating a UFO-shaped cloud. All right, just real quick, I saw your comment, K-Smalls, and I'll drop my email in the comment section of this stream once it's done, okay? So go to the comment section, I'll put my email in there. And for anybody else that wants to email me some images or whatever, I'll check them out, and if you want, I'll put them up, and I'll give you credit for them if you want, okay? So let's fast forward through this video a little bit. Hopefully you can see this cloud. This is not a regular cloud, okay? And this happened the day before Easter, and then in this cloud is that dragon face. Now I'm going to go to right about here, and we'll pick up with this video. Okay, here I've zoomed in on it. Now I'm going to point out something here that I have from my spirit videos, and it's what I call like the etherical realm. And I want you to look right here at this dot and this dot. This is a set of eyes. I'm going to pull it over a little bit. We're going to zoom in. Here's the mouth, the eyes, the face, the horns of a dragon. I'll pull back a little bit. And I'll zoom in. Can you see the dragon?
And then as I pan,
Whoops. I'm trying to pause it right. Let's go back just a tad bit, right?
can you see the dragon?
Right about there. It's a good shot of it, okay? The eyes, the nostrils, the teeth. The mouth is open. It's like growling, and you can see the flange or the flaring around the side of the face right here. Okay? And that was the symbol that accompanied that object the day before Easter.
And then as I pan back, you can still see the dragon's face as well as this. This is multiple dimensions in this picture. There's so much going on in this picture. So I'll zoom in again.
Let me just go back just a tad bit right here. Can you guys make out this like UFO-shaped dome with looks like windows running across it right there? Watch as I play this again.
On in this picture.
And we
So
zoom
I'll
in.
Zoom in again,
Can you see it?
and you can see the dragon's face right there. Signifying that this is the dragon. This stellar core, this object is represented by the dragon, I guess. Okay, now to a different dimension. I want you to look at the darker. Can you see the dragon?
Hang on. Right.
Horns of a dragon.
There's a good shot right there. Let me tint it out a little bit. Well, that's probably pretty good right about there. Okay, dragons are real, you guys. Even though you can't see them, they're real. They're around. Just be thankful you don't have to deal with them like I do. Anyways, just wanted to let you know that not only is Jesus here, but the dragon is here too, okay? You guys can see it right there in the etherical. Alright, so I think that's enough for tonight. I'm going to wrap this up, and I'll put my email in the comment section. You guys feel free to email me whatever kind of pics you got with a brief description of, you know, what you see in your picture or whatever. And if it's there and it's real, like this one, you know, if it's a good image that everybody can see and we can present it, I'll put it up on my show if you want, and you can remain anonymous, or I will give you credit for it if you want credit for it, okay? If you don't want me to show it, I won't. I'll evaluate it and email you back and let you know what was there.
I'll zoom in. Can you see the dragon?
Alright, whoops.
And then as I pan back,
Alright. Well, there. Alright, so good versus evil. There's a battle going on. The battle's going on inside of you. Good versus evil. Media and everybody's trying to manipulate your mind to get you to go evil, which is easy to do. Taking evil is the easy route. It's hard to do the right thing. It's hard to take the good route, right? So, let you know, both of these spiritual entities are here, okay? Wreaking chaos on this planet, all right? And that's why I bring this stuff to you, is to bring you some knowledge and a little bit of hope. Bring this up one more time. Bring a little bit of hope here, okay, you guys? because things are getting pretty weird and we got ads every 5 seconds. So life is basically just one big commercial now. Nothing's taken seriously. We just run around like zombies with our chickens with their heads cut off like zombies, being manipulated by the media.
There seems to be almost a little...
And the educational system taught how to think instead of how to be critical. Be a critical thinker, an open-minded thinker. Not take everything you're told as is gospel, except for maybe what's in the gospel, maybe. Anyways, I'll leave that image there for you guys. Bring some hope. Give you guys strength. Keep praying. You guys are doing a good job. We have saved a lot of lives so far, and we're saving a lot of souls as well too. So that's the name of the game. We're out there saving souls, and you guys are disciples. Okay, now get out there and rescue as many people as you can before we run out of time, because you're gonna have a nice little head count when you get up there, and you're gonna be like, wow, you saved how many people? Good job. Where other people will be getting the other end of the stick. How many people did you kill? Oh dear. Well, terrible job. See, this whole life has been a test of character, and a test of your faith. And we're finding out who has character and who has faith, because when the going gets tough, the tough get going. And we're going to find out who's tough and who's not, who has the faith, who's strong in their faith and who's not. And that's why I bring this image to you, because I want you to be rock solid. Hear me. I want your faith to be knowing, beyond faith. I want you to know now. Know that your prayers are being heard and answered. Maybe they're not answered in the way that you perceived that you liked, but they are being heard and they are being answered. Okay? So, as prayer warriors, what you guys are doing is battle with your prayers. So, say them like you mean it. Okay? No half-ass prayers like, oh, maybe this will work. No. Not maybe this will work. Know it in your heart that your prayer will work and be answered. Know it. Know it. This 2,000-year-old prophecy came true on Easter of all days. It didn't happen on some other, there's 364 other days of the year that this could have happened on, and it happened on Easter. That should scream volumes. This is probably the most important information we have had in the last 2,000 years. I'm not trying to be, egotistical about this. I am trying to state a fact that this image right here in this series of images where it turns into a lion is priceless. This information is what kings and queens would have died for, 100 years ago. This knowledge. And you guys, as my audience, are an elite group who actually know. Okay? There's no more second guessing. Quit second guessing and know. Take your power and your authority in the name of Jesus and run with it and go get your life. You will live rich and full, knowing. Okay? We're in a spiritual battle here. This is spiritual warfare. I'm the leader of the spiritual warfare department. You guys are the recruits. I think you understand how important your prayers are. And it's important that you get other people on board, your loved ones. Take this image and show it to people. Show it to your loved ones. Try to save them. while you can, because you're going to get credit for it, for saving them, for at least, turning them in the right direction. Okay? I see the 17 people that are still here and the people that will be watching this later to understand what I'm trying to say here. Okay? It's no longer a game anymore. I think you can see by the activity going on around the world that I show in these intros, just precisely what was told in the Bible is happening as we speak on a daily basis now. It used to be you had to wait 20, 30 years for a prophecy or 100 years for a prophecy to come true. Prophecies are coming true every single day. Every single day we have prophecies coming true. We are so close. This event happened 3 years ago. And 3 years before that is when all this stuff started happening to me. So, for 6 years now, been walking the earth as a human, just like last time. Nobody notices. Nobody bats an eye. Nobody believes. Boy, are they missing out on the best gift in the world. I'll tell you what, this is better than hitting the lottery. Because your lottery is, your money is going to be stuck on earth when you die. This is for eternity. Okay? I'm trying to tell you guys right now and give you like one of the last warnings here to have faith and take this ball and run with it. It's okay to use this video if you want to enlighten others, right? Trust me, this is a real event. You saw all the pictures I took. I held my camera up for an hour. I almost had a heart attack and died trying to take these pictures because I was on my knees collapsing at the last moments of this hour trying to hold the phone up to get as last few shots I could. Because I knew how priceless this was. I was willing to die to bring this information to you. Okay? This is a gift. And it's a gift that keeps on giving. So as a gift to you, I give you this. Now take this gift and pay it forward to somebody else. It doesn't matter if they're a believer or not. They would love to see this beautiful image. You get somebody who's a believer already, show them this and they would go, oh my gosh, this is so wonderful. All right? Even though a bunch of bad stuff is happening, you can still rejoice because it means the Bible is coming true and that Jesus is real and that he's here right now. He's watching over you and protecting you and answering your prayers just in ways you guys can't imagine. Let me give you an example. I get this one all the time. People praying for money. Oh, if I just had a little bit more money. If I just had this, or I just had, a little bit more money. Well, along comes a second job, or a job, or along comes something, and you're like, no, that's not what I wanted. I wanted just some cold hard cash. Well, it's not how it works. See, when you pray for money, God gives you a job. He doesn't give you the cold hard cash. You got to go earn that. But he will steer you in the direction and put people in your path to get you the job and get you the money that you were praying for. That's how these things work. It's spiritual growth through pain and through affliction and overcoming. You grin and bear it and just keep going. Take one day at a time. Lift up your head. Pull up your bootstraps and march through the day the best you can. Not expecting perfection. That only happens when you team up with me. But the moment you start to slip during the day, remember this. It'll soothe you. Take a few minutes to regain your composure and go tackle the world again. It's just like combat. You got shot and you got to step out of the battle for a second, address the wound, put a field dressing on it, and then back to battle, soldier. Just because you got a field dressing on does not mean you get to step out of the battle. No. You are still in the battle. The the devil doesn't quit. He's over there doing push-ups waiting to kick your ass. So there is no giving up. There is no backing down. There is only moving forward one step at a time, one day at a time, with strength from above and protection. Okay? I love you all. God bless you all. I miss you all. And until my next video, I'll be back. I already am back. You can tell.